All right, and we are live. Oh wait, it's starting in 10. All right. Perfect. Now we're live. Now all I have to do is check to make sure that stream health is good. The things are looking nice on the YouTube end, because sometimes they're not. And then we just sort of wait for the folks to join. Okay, yeah, things are looking good. Sometimes it doesn't do my description correctly. That's what's very annoying. Okay. Yeah, things are looking all right. Okay, let's see if some folk join. Hey, Point Man is here. We got Matthew Nassel. I think I said that right. We got Sundere Merc. We got the Frozen Fire, of course. How you guys doing? Everybody doing well? Hopefully the audio is not too crazy. Let me know if it is. Let me know if I'm like blowing out the microphone. Yeah. How y'all doing? Welcome to the party. Oof. All right. What's been going on in the world of Halo? I think that they had a play date today, the community, because they did that big team battle refresh in Halo Infinite, which granted looks pretty awesome. I actually hopped on last night, and first map that I played was so good that I wish it shipped with the game. So that was pretty cool. Yo, 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 what up, says Ronan. How you doing, Ronan? Schwayne Johnson says, what's up? Cracked open a cold one, ready to see the mods in question. Oh, ho, ho. You're not ready for some of these mods. And evidently my controller is not ready, because it's not working. Default. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're golden. We are going to, though, quickly cap the frame rate, field of view, for a comfortable viewing experience, because that is something that I care quite a bit about. Resolution, scale, UI, gamma, yeah, it's all looking good. Okay, because this mod in question is going to be Combat Evolved, and it's probably the most ambitious mod I've seen come out of Combat Evolved. As far as, like, original content, you could say original content is concerned. I feel like most people that do Halo mods, like, what they're basically doing is it's only ever just refreshes, rebalances, you know, and all of that stuff. So what I'm kind of excited about is this mod is full of content that I've never seen anybody else try to tackle. It feels like in some parallel universe if Halo development had gone a different way. It is called Mercury Rising. And you can probably see by some of the thumbnails of the mission episodes, it's pretty cool. Does this mod have a puppy? No, unfortunately this mod does not have a puppy. But here, let me share now some of these to Twitter, to I was about to say Reddit, Bluesky, Alrighty. Come join us. We are playing the best Halo mods on MCC, starting with Mercury Rising. There we go. There we go. And now let's put that on the blue ski. Come join. You know, I'm just going to copy and paste the one from Twitter. Because I forgot, some of these social media apps, what's kind of annoying about them is if you want to link, you should not post the link in the tweet or post or whatever, because then the algorithm, it registers that as you posting something that's going to disengage people from the platform. So you've almost got to like post a picture first, then leave the link in the mentions. So, there we go. In fact, I should probably delete my tweet and then repost it as such. I'm forever DMing you. I've not played part 2. Dude, okay, so part 2 of Mercury Rising, I could not play it for very long because the opening of it was so, like, just so damn cool that I had to, like, reserve it for a stream. It didn't feel fair for all of my reactions to come straight from me playing it privately. This is something I needed to broadcast, you know? Gotta love the algorithms. Yeah, they're always working against us. Booskeet. Yeah, I told you guys that last stream and I completely forgot. Okay. So here we go. This is... Okay, do we start with the first? Since right now there are about 30 of you in here. What are we going to start with first? You know, first come, first serve. You guys get to decide. Are we going to start with Mercury Rising 1? Or are we going to go to Mercury Rising 2? Haven't touched part 1 nor part 2. GG. It's really good stuff. The mod takes a lot of cut content from Combat Evolved and recontextualizes it and reuses it in a way that it creates a completely different atmosphere. It also helps that this mod does not use any Halo music. It's a completely original soundtrack, and it goes out of its way to be very different. So we're gonna hop in, and it's gonna be weird. Like, the atmosphere is gonna be very different. Is that a donation in your bank account, Mr. Nowhere? I saw your comment, dude. Mr. Nowhere, thank you so much for the $50, man. This month I really appreciate it. It helps a lot to keep the channel afloat. Helps me make sure that I can focus on getting this evolution video done, because it's taking longer than I would like. And also, yeah, it's good to see you, dude. I really appreciate it. We're going to be doing Mercury Rising. Okay, do the first. Okay. Mr. Nowhere, have you ever seen the Mercury Rising play? Have you ever seen a Mercury Rising playthrough? Okay, so I'm going to be quiet for a second, okay? I'm going to be quiet.
We've received a distress signal from this area.
I forgot. I have the music muted. That was my bad, guys. Okay.
3 hours ago. Find out what happened. Find any survivors.
So you can hear the soundtrack. It's very like synthy, very artificial, and the atmosphere is very cold. But it's got this like very pre 2000 Halo vibe. You know, like the Forerunner spaces are a lot more claustrophobic. But like, look at this. Look at this environment, dude. Like, just look down here. There's stuff happening. There's like birds. There's like grunts patrolling, doing stuff. There's like a Sharkoi down there. There's a big wheel up there moving. Like, most mods, the attention to detail in this map is nuts. And then, like, look, over there, there's like a flashing light to signify that you should probably go that way. It's just... it feels like something a AAA development team made. And I don't mean that in like to insult or demean, you know, other mods. It's more that there's just like this attention to detail that's really hard to describe. How can I fast forward the stream? If you've rewound by accident, what you can do is you can go back a little bit. By just refreshing your page. If you're on, you know, PC, that is. Motion tracker, AR looks different. Yeah, really different. The assault rifle has a scope. Our pistol is the pre-release Combat Evolved pistol. Actually, I should clarify, one of the pre-release Combat Evolved pistols. Okay. Look, there's a slug man. There's also a lot more blood. I'll be using that joke for a while. I haven't seen that video your skit was on until today. Hadn't seen it, nor Mercury Rising either. So, Mr. Nowhere, some of the... oh, by the way, look how frickin'... look at that. You can, like, gib grunts and stuff. So, a puppy in Halo 3 is, like, a very famous Halo 3 era machinima. Sorry, give me 1 second. I need to reset my controls because I am on recon for some reason. A puppy in Halo 3 is a very famous machinima, very iconic to the old school Halo community. Because at the time, it was like, if you wanted to get, you know, stuff shown, you uploaded it to the Machinima YouTube channel. And that was one of the few machinimas that actually made use of green screen. Because you were lucky if people even had capture cards back then. So the fact that somebody actually did a green screen, it was like mind-blowing. And it was pretty awesome. And unfortunately, the original is lost to time, because Machinima did this content purge where they took down everything. And so the original is only survived via a re-upload. The original racked up nearly 1 million views. What controller are you using? I am using a is that showing up? A PlayStation 4 controller. The Xbox 360 controller is plugged into the Series X. There we go. Not the biggest fan of the PS3 controller. Don't really like the PS5 controller either. But the 360 controller, as well as the PS4 controller, are probably my 2 favorite game controllers of all time. I actually like the ammo counter being a little attachment on the side. It's different. It feels like Halo, but from a parallel universe, you know? Like, even this, look at the light bridge. It's just everything about it is slightly different. And it makes a completely unique feeling, just atmosphere. Okay, let's go in there now. And there will be some other weapons showing up, other creatures we're going to have to fight. Did I? Yeah, I came through here, I think. Yeah, didn't I? It uses some of the Halo pre-release stuff. This is true. Where's everybody? Here, let's go up here. The goal is basically that you have to rescue some, I think it's just Marines or scientists or something. You're supposed to break into this, like, glacier that's got Forerunner greebly bits all over it, and you have to rescue some trapped humans that are still inside. Okay. I'm not confident that I can get up there, so I'm going to have to find another way. Thankfully, the mod does allow for a variety of different ways to approach stuff. This is if Halo stayed on the Mac. That's a great way to describe it. That is how it feels. If I remember right, there's a pretty cool gun over there, so we're going to go see if we can get it. Okay. Yeah, but the Covenant, they engage a little bit differently. They've got some abilities that are a little bit weird if you're used to playing Combat Evolved. Holy mother of pearl. Okay. Ay. Okay, we got him. Yeah, like, Sharkoids show up. Grunts can melee. There's a lot of stuff that makes the combat flow feel very different from traditional Combat Evolved. Okay. Now, where is that weapon? Unless that slug man just flung it. Which is, to be honest, a possibility. You would have made the jump if there was a grappling hook in CE. Yeah, I could have made that jump if there was a grappling hook in CE. That is a true statement. No arguments from me, I should say. There's also the pre-release plasma rifle in this. Suddenly, Sharkoid jump scare. Pounder McNasty, by the way, saw your video on Halo Infinite, dude. You should reach out sometime. Will we ever get a truly accurate AR? Imagine a Halo game where guns behave like guns. You'd probably have to make a spin-off if you want that. Like, you're talking about are you talking about something that's more milsim? Or more like kind of like a arcade Twitch shooter, like a Battlefield type game? There we go. Boom! I freaking love this gun. And then, over here... Yeah, it's a little shotgun. I'll be honest, though. This thing is probably the weakest of the pre-release Combat Evolved stuff. Like, I can see why this kind of has never returned. Because it's fairly weak looking, I think, as a Covenant weapon. Halo 7 reveal this June Xbox showcase? No, I don't think so. I would be surprised if we see any Halo content this Xbox showcase. Halo Studios, I think, is probably still too early into the production of whatever they're doing next, you know? We probably won't see stuff until next year, and next year might just be announcements of projects, not any actual proper, like, gameplay, you know, or release dates. Yo, Mercury Rising! Yeah, it's Mercury Rising, all right. And just listen to the soundtrack. It's so... Oh my god, the Shark Boy's back. Okay. Don't worry. See, I knew that was coming. It was planned. What would a stream be without a little bit of drama, a little bit of tension, you know? Mr. Nowhere still in here? It's basically a mauler, but not shooting spikes. Yeah, it's... Like, so the problem with a Covenant shotgun is that the Covenant are like lasers. They're all about plasma and stuff. So a shotgun does not look nearly as satisfying when it's shooting out like a bunch of, you know, that. There's something very flat looking about it. If your scatter shot is just a bunch of like cute little green glowies. So I think having the brutes be the ones to have a shotgun is, you know, as far as the Mauler is concerned, was the correct move. And I'd imagine the Mauler was probably inspired by this thing. Because the silhouettes are similar. Just, you know, the Mauler's brutified. You just, if you want to have like a really truthfully satisfying shotgun, you gotta have scrap metal. Shards. Something more like Battlefield. So, okay, yeah.
I'm picking up a signal
A Battlefield like Halo game would be pretty cool. Look at that little spider tank. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got it. Look at that thing. Isn't that cool? It looks like almost like a hunter. Yeah, but just, isn't the production value here crazy? Like, there's an atmosphere that's built here. And it works. What is this? Well, first I should probably figure out how I can actually activate some of those armor abilities. Okay, I see. It treats it like a grenade. The 25th anniversary of Halo is 2026. That's true. But I think that they are truthfully too early into production to have anything that's properly playable, unless it's going to be a slice of something, like only the multiplayer, you know? And I'm not sure if they want to do that again. In fact, I don't even know if they could have that, because they're still missing key staff. If they want to do a Battlefield Halo game, you could have it set before the Human and Covenant War, UNSC versus Innies. You could definitely do that, but I guess the question remains then, is there an audience for that kind of thing? Because, truthfully, like, Xbox has a lot under its umbrella right now. It has the Call of Duty franchise. We're probably due for the next Modern Warfare game. So there might be concern about it, kind of like, you know, Xbox is pumping out too much of the same type of game. It's weird. For the first time in a very long time, I have absolutely no clue what direction they're going to be going in with the franchise.
Quick, find a way to unlock
Okay.
these cells.
There they are. Because they got they've got Activision, they've got Bethesda, but then 343 Industries is no more. Completely new leadership. Tons of firing, restructuring, restaffing, brand new engine. What's next, you know? Have you played the Forge campaigns coming to matchmaking yet? Whoa, hang on, there's Forge campaigns coming to matchmaking? Your face looks fairly nice, by the way, says Daniel Bob. That's really nice of you, Daniel Bob. Yeah, Daniel Bob. Hey. Yeah, that's him. That's Bob. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. All right. We freed them. Let's see if there's any yummy, delicious things that we can take. Loot. Look at this. It's a reminds me quite a lot of the Halo Wars Marines that everyone's so fond of.
Report your status. Have you secured the structure yet?
Negative. We found it, but the Forerunner defenses proved too difficult for us to handle. The Sentinels have captured most of us, and we cannot proceed with the mission.
Affirmative. Execute Plan B. I assume you still have the beacon I gave you.
Yes, sir.
Good. Activate the distress signal, and help will arrive shortly. Once they're here, they should assist you with fighting the Sentinels.
Roger that.
And remember, stick to the plan. Don't blow it.
Huh. I've never caught that. I don't know if that's new or if I've missed that.
Thank God. The Covenant. They're planning something bad. We've tried to enable some Forerunner defenses we've discovered, but the Sentinels stopped us. They put us in these cells.
Forerunner defenses? That might come in handy. Could you show us where they are?
Sure thing.
That guy has a magnum, like a revolver. I eat the sandwich for you, LNG, says Jonah. Eat that sandwich in my honor. I was going to say memory, but I was like, well, I'm not, I'm here. Are we going this way or no? Just going to do a quick sweep to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But it's a cool mod. Does anybody know if this is an actual environment? Because it feels too, like, fully realized, I guess, for a small mod team. Unless they have spent, like, years making this, you know? How would you feel if Halo introduced bows and arrows? It would have to be done in a clever Halo-y way. An example is that Halo has already had a crossbow, and they did it in a very Halo-y style, which is through the plasma caster. That thing is sort of like a Covenant crossbow. You know, especially when you charge it up, you can see it take on the silhouette of a crossbow. Like, that's the way that you sneak some of those things in. What studio would you want to take over Halo development? id or Gearbox? Oh god, Gearbox Software, that, ugh. I would love to see id Software. Like, Hugo Martin might be a genius, and I think that he would make a pretty badass Halo game. But the thing is, Hugo Martin is right now making badass Doom games. So, you know. A compound bow like Crysis 3. I don't think a compound bow would fit Halo. It doesn't make sense for the UNSC to have technology like that, and it does not make sense for the Covenant to have compound bows. Brutes are... Compound bow, like, when I think of, like, a compound bow, it's like, it's too elegant for brutes. This guy accidentally spawned in here. Oops. He's literally stuck in the geometry, and I let him kill me. I gotta use my melee more. They appeared in the content browser. In the lore, most of the Halo weapons have normal iron sights or even traditional scope attachments. So Halo weapons in a Battlefield-style game is more than possible. It's just that the Halo games don't show it. When the if you ever look at like 343's some of their ArtStation stuff, a lot of their current models are built so that you can sort of have traditional iron sights and stuff. Like the assault rifle's ammo counter, like you can flip up iron sights on it. You can detach the ammo counter. Same with like the battle rifle and stuff like that. So all of those weapons could be used in a traditional iron sight manner. The reason Spartans don't is because the weapons are linked to their HUD. So the crosshair, it has an actual in-universe justification, which is the second Master Chief picks up a weapon, the technology within the gun is linked to his crosshair, and it'll create like a predictive thing. So Chief, Spartans can just fire from the hip, and they'll know exactly where their bullets are going to go, because the helmet is predicting it for them. Here, we're going to take this. Look at this. Oh, he changed it. Before, this thing used to be semi-auto. That part of Warthog Radio where you guys were talking about the brute weapon names was awesome. That was pretty funny. Yeah, the brutes, I never thought about how, like, meat-headed
Come on, let's get inside.
their weapon names are. Oh, boy. Holy crap. Okay. That one has a face. Look, let's get it to turn around. Look at that. That's creepy, dude. Oh, boy. I don't know what I thought was going to happen by sticking it or throwing a frag grenade at it. I guess I was hoping that it would get lodged in its like geometry. All right. So basically all weapons have Mjolnir Bluetooth. Exactly. Okay. All right, I think that was it. No. Okay. We got that thing put down now. Okay. Oh, they are still coming. You see the cool shapes of the Sentinels? What's going on over here? Who are you fighting with? Oh. Okay. Okay, we got it. Alrighty. That's the funkiest looking Enforcer I've ever seen. It's cool looking. I just started listening to Warthog Radio and I really enjoy it. How often do you guys make episodes? We aim to have a new episode out every 2 weeks. And so far, we've only been off by 1 week. There was 1 week where Andrew was really sick. And so we had to just shoot for the week after. Okay. Whoosh. All right. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of robots. Okay. Hey, let's get out of here. Okay. At least I got a weapon. Because this thing is nearly out. Say hello, late night gamer, says Kyle. Hello. All we need is Joseph Staten to be there. Dream rotation. Like on Warthog Radio? That would be the dream come true to have Joe Staten on Warthog Radio. We're already going to see if we can get some ex-Bungie folk. Alrighty.
That did the trick.
Look, there's like cutscenes.
You really saved us. Hey now, there's no need to hurt my friend.
Friend?
I'm afraid your usefulness ends here, Spartan.
Eliminate.
Oh no!
They lied to you, Spartan. Only the prophets speak the truth.
And you hear the Marine, he's like yelling about the prophets. He's like, they lied to you, Spartan. Only the prophets speak the truth. So he's like a traitor to the UNSC. He's like a human covenant cultist.
You killed the engineer. My shields are gone.
All right, we got him. And I'm gonna take his revolver.
I don't know what we just activated, but it can't be good. There is a power grid running through this canyon. If we destroy its vital points, maybe we can stop whatever we just started.
All right, now, because we were deceived, we're gonna have to stop whatever it is we started. Jamie Griezmer, number 2. Yeah, I'd like to have Jamie Griezmer on so we can talk about aim assist, because that would actually be a really cool conversation. I'm trying to think of like people like Joe Staten would be super awesome, but he's, I think, unreachable. Like he lives on like kind of another plane. Unfortunately, he's above you or I. I'm actually going to go back for that guy Sniper. Do I keep this? This has more ammo, and it seems more like it has a wider range of uses. But I mean, this is a revolver in Halo, you know? You know what? I think we're just going to go for the rule of cool. We're going to keep this. We're not going to think about what is practical. And we're going to come pick up this bolt-action sniper. Anyone else enjoying the Oblivion remake? Dude, I could not be any happier with the Oblivion remake. It's my biggest fear with the rumors of it being an Oblivion remake in the Unreal Engine is I was scared that they were going to make it good. Like, I was scared that they were going to redo all the animations, all the voice acting, and remove all of the jank, and they didn't. Like, it's the most... There is such a delicate balance between improving the presentation but keeping the spirit, and especially with like a Bethesda RPG where the jank is honestly a lot of the charm. It's great. It's just really good. From what I understand with the Oblivion remake, it's kind of like Combat Evolved Anniversary. What's essentially happening is the Unreal Engine is acting as sort of like the graphics, well, under the hood, like the a lot of the gameplay calculations, AI, physics, all of that stuff is being done by, I don't know if it's the Starfield version of the Creation Engine, or if maybe it's like some crazy, weird hybrid of Skyrim and the original Oblivion. But it's a combination of different engines, and that's why, despite it being in the Unreal Engine, it feels like a Creation Engine game. It's just, like, beautiful. They did such a good job. Yeah, it's the game... Is it the Gamebryo engine? So it's not even Creation Engine. Yeah, it's like... Do people know if it is Oblivion? Like a super, super upgraded version of Oblivion's branch of Gamebryo? Or is it like some kind of weird hybrid? Oh boy. Whoops. Let's get this thing fully loaded. Can you destroy vehicles in this game? Yes. Okay.
There's another one.
Ah!
Good job.
Gotcha.
Seems to be working. Destroy the remaining points.
Okay, we're going to take this SMG. Unfortunately, this reload is not from the original Combat Evolved, I don't think. And you can tell, because it's a little bit higher quality. So it sticks out a little bit, at least to me. Could Halo Studios do what they did with Oblivion, OG, CE Engine, Brain, and Unreal Engine 5 graphics? Possibly. Possibly, but it sounds like they're trying to leave behind as much as they can of the Slipspace engine, which sucks. Late night. Remember Chad Armstrong? The name rings a bell. I can't recall, though, what he did. What about Chad Armstrong? I want to play Delta Force, but the console version likely isn't happening soon. Yeah, Delta Force... I'm glad Delta Force released on PC, because I gave it a whirl, and I was pretty bummed by it. It wasn't what I was hoping it would be. And the fact that they're taking forever to get the console version out, and if you go over to their YouTube channel, it's all like trailers for knife skins and stuff that have close to 1 million views, and it only has a couple hundred likes and like 40 comments. So it's like, so they're botting their own views. Okay. Yeah, just that whole game rubs me the wrong way. Like, something's very off about it. It has a sinister aura. It does not feel honest. I love that revolver. Oh, yeah. That revolver was cool. I like those Marine snipers. Anybody up there? No? Okay. Oh, I heard you. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. I can't mess this up. I can't mess this up. Alright. They're tough. They're tough because the humans aren't very wide. That's something about the Covenant that makes them easy to shoot. They've all got these big, broad chests and stuff. So even if you can't hit the head, you at least have a really big target. Humans, though, they're very thin. But what would be better? A really good remake like Resident Evil 4 or a really good remaster like Oblivion? I think there's value in both, to be honest. There's value in both. Okay, let's go shut off that final... There we go.
Energy levels
Beautiful.
decreasing. It looks like you did it.
The corpo consume our product or else smell. No. Like, no, it's not threatening. It's not threatening. That's not the... Because, like, the whole thing about, like, the corpos, like, they're not in control. They're not in control. They're never in control, because literally all you have to do is just not buy what they're selling. You know? You're in control. What it is that always feels really, like, slimy is dishonesty. And that's what I get from Delta Force. There's this like sinister, like dishonest feeling about it. Like the fact that they bought their own YouTube channel to make it seem like it's a more popular game than it is. The fact that they clearly tried to get as close to Battlefield 2042's aesthetic as possible without getting sued. But then also, if you remember, during the beta for Delta Force, it was revealed that they straight up ripped Call of Duty Modern Warfare animations. Like, it wasn't just they were copying it, like, it was the same animations. They were just in Delta Force, and they had to change the animations with the release of the game. And so then there was like this whole controversy. This I don't mind quite as much, because honestly, I think that there's a little bit more nuance to the topic than some, you know, unfortunately, like Twitter and even sometimes YouTube comment sections allow. But people were worried about skill-based. They have suicide vests. People were worried about skill-based matchmaking, and the Delta Force developers were like, we don't have any skill-based matchmaking. But, like, something was clearly off about the matchmaking experience, and, like, the developers are being weird and so it's just, I'm getting dishonesty from that whole production, and it's enough to make me, like, be like, you know what? Keep your game. I'm not interested. Hear those tunes? Battlefield 2042 is an awful game. I wouldn't even recommend it. It doesn't even have a campaign. 2042 is a decent game now. They patched it into a state where it is a serviceable and fun shooter. But it is definitely not like... It's not what I would go to if I wanted, like, a really strong Battlefield experience, you know? I'm just, like, a big fan of the Battlefield series, so even the weakest entries I can find enjoyment in. So 2042, in its patched-up state, I can enjoy, but the next game, Battlefield 6, has to be different. And it seems like it's going to be. This music is so good, dude. But right now, what I'm currently looking for is actually the way out. Because I'm not quite sure of the way that I came. The least Battlefield-y game... whoops. I let him sneak up on me again. Okay. Well, at least I know not to go down there. Let me see. It's those Marathon exploding bobs all over again. Yeah, it does kind of feel like that, doesn't it? I gotta figure out how I can get Marathon feeling good on the Steam Deck. Because I really ought to play through Marathon. The originals. Oh, I see. I go up there. Across the bridge, got it. Okay. I don't trust the next Battlefield game since it's supposedly using AI to make map layouts. I don't mind that too much because video games have already been using generative systems for a while. You know, like all of those open world games and stuff, like the rolling hills, the trees, the grass placement and stuff. None of that is like, none of that is hand placed by developers. A lot of that is generated automatically by systems. So using like AI to determine what should be like, you know, they're not just saying AI make a map for me and then washing their hands of it. Like AI can come up with a base idea, and then it's up to level designers, map makers, and stuff to actually play test it and be like, this is not meeting our standards. That was just an Investor Day tech demo. Okay, gotcha. So it's not even possibly true. We're almost at our Warthog, and then we're on to Mission 2. And Mission 2 starts out so cool. Ooh. Look, I don't know what to say. This mod is incredible. Look at this little guy. Mass Effect Andromeda used procedural generation to make the planets, hence why Kadara has mountains that are literally walls. Which one was Kadara? That wasn't the starting map, right? And if I remember right, Mass Effect Andromeda was originally going to use procedurally generated planets. But they ended up not being able to. All right.
We're still not sure who those people were. Come back to the base quick. I have a feeling the fun isn't over yet.
What would you want the story to be if there was a reboot called Halo that is a sequel to Halo 3's ending 4 years later? To be honest,
Change of plans. A science complex near your location.
That's a great question.
Attacked by Covenant forces. I am
Look at that.
the coordinates of its location.
That was a cutscene there, and it smoothly transitioned into gameplay. Someone tell LNG that the Oblivion remaster is out. Oh, I've been playing the Oblivion remaster. This is the Combat Evolved engine, by the way. This isn't a Halo 2 mod. But it looks like Halo 2. Okay, let's try going this way.
Odd. The light bridge is disabled and the controls are on the other side.
Crap. Okay.
Wait a second. I may have a plan. There seems to be a surveillance drone still active nearby. It should be able to reach the control.
Kadara was the planet with the outcasts. You're gonna have to be more specific. What was the biome like? Wait, was it the super rainy planet?
Whatever they are researching over there must be of utmost importance. Even I don't have clearance to view their projects. We can't let the Covenant steal our research.
The new Marathon game I don't care about. It's got red flags all over it. I'm cautiously optimistic about Marathon. I'm not 100% sold yet on the gameplay. not even sure if I'm 100% sold on, like, character designs and everything. I do, though, like the vibes. Some of the vibes. Help me! I just heard somebody go, help me! Okay. Hello? Wow, this music's really good. The new Marathon feels super disconnected from the old games, which is kind of a bummer. Well, the issue is that those old games are so abstract because of their the technology that powers them that they're pretty much like impressionist video games, you know? Like you have to use your imagination to kind of interpret the world of it a lot. Is it down here? Yeah, I hear... Oh!
Up here.
That guy. Oh, he was yelling up here. Okay, yeah. Got it. Kadara looked like Yellowstone. I know the one you're talking about. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that one was super, walled in, I remember. Kadara. God, Mass Effect Andromeda had some good-looking environments, I remember. It was a pretty game, all things considered. Minus, you know, few areas where I don't think the art direction quite hit. As well as, you know, the characters. I remember on PC when Mass Effect Andromeda came out, like, you know, latest Frostbite engine game. At the time, it was cutting-edge visuals, you know. Nobody else was doing what Frostbite was doing in terms of rendering, so... Mass Effect Andromeda being kind of like open world, having a variety of different biomes. On PC, I could crank my GTX 1080 Ti, that thing could crank it up to max settings, get over 100 frames per second. It looked unbelievably good. I put maybe like 150 hours into that game. That being said, it is definitely the weakest Mass Effect game. Chris Butcher? Chris Butcher, he programmed the games. Was Bungie's lead programmer, if I recall correctly. Interesting. Is Chris Butcher like a chatty chap? Ay! I just got sniped. Can someone please tell me the name of this mod? It looks awesome. Is it on MCC? It is on MCC. It's in the workshop. It's called Mercury Rising. And it's, in my opinion, the best mod, mod in the MCC right now, at least for Halo Combat Evolved. Okay. But we need to get out of this situation. Ay, is that a Banshee? Yes, it is. Okay. There we go. Marathon doesn't even come with a campaign. The art style doesn't hit for me. It feels rushed. I don't think the art style feels rushed. What I think isn't working, though, about the art style is in-game, it does not... So the art style that they're going for is called graphic realism, and it's a very difficult style to go for because it requires incredibly precise and realistic rendering to get right, because it's a style that is heavily dependent on really, really subtle lighting and a very realistic level of detail for like textures and materials. And I'm not sure that Bungie's Destiny engine is up to the task, because watching the Marathon gameplay, it's not there, you know. Shadows don't look quite right, materials don't look quite right.
You need to take this drone to the bridge. It will activate the controls and allow us to go through.
Please allow me to enter your Warthog. That way we can easily travel together.
Look, isn't this silly? We found like a little UNSC drone, and it's just like a friendly little guy who wants to do stuff for us. Come on.
Please come here and switch my following mode.
Oh.
My protocols don't allow me to do it myself. Switching to following mode.
All right, now he's in following mode. All right, come on, hop in.
Switching to vehicle mode.
There we go. This stuff feels very Halo-y to me. Well, specifically, it feels like Joe Staten's Halo, because Joe Staten was super into like that kind of like.
It's nice to work with a Spartan for once. I'm tired of dealing with those Marines. All they ever do is complain about my pathfinding issues or that I provide incorrect data. But you seem nice. I'm sure we can be friends.
It's yeah, like just.
Enemy spotted.
Joe Staten was super into like the humorous aspect, the aspect that wasn't just like
Style.
drama. He liked, well, you know, barring basically every Halo story he wrote, I think.
Vehicle could fly.
What I mean is Joe Staten's Halo was a lot lighter. He liked his little characters, you know. I think of I think of the engineer in ODST. I think of Guilty Spark. Characters don't need to be sexy or hot. What? But it's also clear when devs go out of their way to make them androgynous and not visually appeal. Huh? Oh, are we talking about Marathon? Well, in Marathon, you're playing as basically crash test dummies. Like you're playing as I forgot what they call them. They call them like shells or something. Like, you know, in the trailer when you saw like those little caterpillar things, those things are basically 3D printing plastic shells for people to inhabit. So in a sense, like they're supposed to look like products. You know, like these like 3D printed people that are they're just bodies that are meant to die. And they're disposable. They've got corporate logos, branding elements all over them. You know, some of the materials aren't quite consistent. So you can see like one hand is completely white. The other hand is maybe a deep blue or something like that. It's just, they're expendable bodies. And that's the stuff that I think is pretty cool. But I think that the character designs in the new Marathon game, they probably could have honed it in a little bit better. Because some of it is a little bit too just like odd, I guess.
Switching to vehicle mode.
Odd or kind of like out of place and kind of weird / cringy.
Approaching.
Like that stupid Harley Quinn looking one.
Hey, the plan actually worked. Now let's go and help out those scientists.
The slugmen are starting to grow on me. I like their weird little heads and club feet. Yeah, I like the slugmen quite a lot.
See? I
Oof.
that you will still want to travel together with me now that I've fulfilled my duty.
What I think bothers me a lot about the new Marathon is that we don't get to like make our own guys. Because that's kind of like, you know, the big fun of like the Bungie Halo games is making your own Spartan or your own Elite for online play. Then Destiny, it was making your own Guardian. But then Marathon, like, you can't make your own guy. You have to pick.
You're driving over this.
And I don't like any of the characters that they've made. Like, none of them speak to me. I just wish I could make my own.
Switching to vehicle mode.
Here we go. Wow. Look at this. Oops. This is so cool, dude. This feels like Hyrule Fields.
Hey, over here. Let me upgrade your drone. There you go. The sentry gun. Should be a little less useless now.
Oh, he put a sentry gun on it. Ooh, do 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 do.
They get pretty territorial. Oh, pissed off.
The drone unit has been destroyed.
You just taking in the view?
The new Marathon style reminds me of Mirror's Edge. A little bit. It's got a little bit of Mirror's Edge to it. Because Mirror's Edge was also sort of graphic realism. But with more obnoxious color choices, since they use a lot of neon colors. I don't know about the obnoxious part. Like, you're talking about, like, the neon green/yellow choice that they're going for? No one wants to be negative, and I get that, but no one's talking about how two-thirds of Marathon is playable and people are bored already. They have months. Oh yeah, no, they are, the clock is ticking, and I am concerned about Marathon. Like I said, there's aspects of it that I am vibing with, but I'm not entirely sold on the gameplay, and I'm not sold on the characters or their designs. Looks like Halo Infinite. This? Yeah. Though I like the color palette of this better, to be honest. As well as I think the layout. What is going on down here? Are these guys okay? Because Halo Infinite had a lot of, like, really, really tall hills, lots of dense tree clusters, because they were trying to hide Pop-In. But with Combat Evolved, you know, they kind of took the Breath of the Wild approach, which is be okay with the low poly, low complexity environments. Just make sure that, you know, it looks nice, even at a distance. We could have gotten a remake of Marathon in Unreal Engine 5 with sci-fi, mystery, horror, Doom-like single-player game with the Dead Space art style and cutscenes, text and audio logs. Yeah, I wish that was the Marathon we were getting. The whole extraction shooter thing, I'm not.
I don't know about these humans. What do you mean? Why are they friends now? Don't you think it's strange? Well, they say they help us fight other humans, remember? They help us fight the bad ones. I don't trust them. I'm not friends with humans. Well, maybe except Mike. Mike is cool. He let me ride in his Jeep once. See? These humans aren't so bad. At least they don't bully me like elites. Mike also said you stink. You're smelly. What? Oh, I hate humans. Oh, when I gotta find them, I'm gonna...
That was good. That was good. Those were really good grunt impressions. Holy moly. The Forerunner assets in Halo CE have always felt the best in the series, but I cannot pinpoint what it pinpoint what it is that does it for me. I think it's less to do with the Forerunner assets and more to do with how they blend in with the environments due to the technology. Like, the Forerunner assets and stuff are super low poly. And the environments are also low poly. So the visual fidelity kind of like matches, where the higher the resolution gets, the more complex the environments get. But the Forerunner environments stay like exactly as they are geometrically. Like, you start to notice that the Forerunner stuff looks very blocky. As well as, like... Oh, boy. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, the gravity wrench. Okay. I'm excited to try this thing out. As well as I think it's just, like... There's a lot of texture compression to where it kind of feels rusty, but it also might be muddy. And because it's not actually like properly like lit in real time, you know, and it's not trying to simulate realistic materials or anything, a lot of the shadows and the scuffs and scratches are baked into the textures themselves. So it kind of always looks pleasant from any direction. Where in, like, if you think of like Halo Infinite or something, it's got to behave more like how metal would realistically behave with light shining on it. So there's more room for something to look kind of ugly, you know, because real life can look ugly sometimes depending on the lighting conditions. I just think it's like, it's a combination of the tech, it's a combination of the textures that they went for, and a combination of just the talent at Bungie. I like that grunt. Yeah, that was a really good grunt. Fourth Sharkoid jump scare. Yeah, lots of Sharkoid jump scares in this mod. I'm just like, I cannot believe how good this looks. Oh boy. I guess let's try to destroy that Covenant jammer thing.
This appears to be a jammer.
Yep. Okay.
Destroying it should improve our communication.
Look at that! We can fling the grunts up in the air with the gravity wrench. Oh my god. Okay. I know how we're going to use this thing. I think I'm going to... No, I'm not going to lift up the creature and fling it at the Covenant. I think I'm going to... Can I lift up my own... Okay, that's not how it works. Okay. It looks like this thing, it takes the weight of these creatures seriously. So I can't just, like, pull stuff to me and fling it. I've got to... Charging things, I could probably fling into the air.
Destroying it should improve our communications.
Oh boy. They can shoot out, but I can't shoot in. Is that what's going on? Marathon is going to have a Destiny 1 style launch, but less content. Ah, man, I think Marathon's launch is going to go worse than Destiny's. Because Destiny was fresh enough and unique enough and compelling enough, and people were not as cynical to where they gave Destiny a chance. But Bungie has been failing people for about a decade with Destiny. So there's a lot of bad, there's a lot of anger that's kind of built up from the core gaming communities towards Bungie. After riding off the high of Halo, people were excited to see what Bungie's going to do next. Now people are just excited to see Bungie finally fail.
This appears to be a jammer.
After letting them down for so long. So I think the launch for Marathon's going to be rough. And I hope not.
This appears
The
to be
cave
a
is an
jammer.
unnatural
Destroying it
formation.
should improve our communications.
Definitely. Here. Okay, let's try out the gravity wrench. Ah, man. Okay, hang on.
Good job.
Almost.
Signals are already stronger.
Whoa. You know, something people don't think about a lot is, like, Combat Evolved had its own in-house physics engine that dictated things. Like, all of this is, like, Combat Evolved's in-house physics engine, and it wasn't until Halo 2 when Bungie switched over to Havoc. I've seen more people interested in the Destiny mobile game since. Well, the Destiny mobile game, to be honest, looks like the most compelling piece of Destiny content in... maybe since Forsaken? Shadowkeep? Maybe? And that's, I think, largely because of how divorced it is from the current Bungie Destiny stuff. Oh, the Sharkoi's in there. I wonder if we can lift him up. Hello? Come on. Okay, he is immune to this thing. Oh, we are in trouble, boys. Okay. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. He took care of himself. Howdy LNG says, Dog Dad Drew. Oh, Dog Dad Drew. If you like dogs and you like being a dad, you might like the video I just uploaded. What is this? A spear gun.
I've had enough of those recon drone prototypes. I don't care if it's Mark III or Mark IV, there's always something wrong with them. The AI just doesn't work right, the information it provides is either completely wrong or just straight up unusable. Don't even get me started on the pathfinding issues. Most times it can't even land on my Warthog. God, I hope they just discontinue them already. The project has been doomed from the beginning.
Okay. Okay. So we're setting up these little drone guys. I don't know, this is fun. That creature feels so Half-Life to me. I think it's just like the way it's just a humanoid that kind of like runs around. I don't know, there's a lot of early Halo stuff that feels very Half-Life. Even the way Halo 1 starts feels like Half-Life, you know, with the, like, you know, let's go walk over to the thing, look at the green lights, like, follow me, I am an NPC, look how impressive and immersive this is. Like, a lot of that feels like Half-Life 1. Petition for LNG to voice act in the next Halo game. Oh, dude, I'd freaking love it. Let me be a grunt. I'd kill it. Already liked, watched, and shared it to my group chat. Awesome, awesome. Share the video around. It was actually edited by my beautiful wife, Rebecca. And I'm very proud of the work she did. She got it, like, 1-to-1. And she helped me with the filming. Paul Russell. Oh, we could do Paul Russell on Warthog Radio. That would be a lot of fun. By the way, Purified Storm and Kyle, I forgot to thank you guys for those donations. I really appreciate it, guys. Wait, Paul Russell is the CEO of his own company now. He probably wouldn't be available. Wouldn't hurt to ask, I guess. I want to see what the Sharkoi's guarding over there. I've never been able to beat C's campaign, mostly because of how slow it is. Combat is fine. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. I love Combat Evolved's campaign, personally. Eesh. I'm just like, I want to get lost here, you know? Oh, baby, what's going on? What's going on, Didi? My puppy just came and he's shivering and looking at me. Hey, baby, what's going on? Come here, baby. Come here. What's going on? What's going on, baby? Look, guys, it's the star. Hey, baby, what's going on, Didi? What's going on? You okay? Did you see something scary? Was there something scary, Titi? What's going on, baby? What you trembling about? What's going on? Was there something scary? He's very scared of flies. What's going on, baby? Pumpkin, it's okay. I got you, baby. What's going on, honey? What's going on, Didi? Is he okay, baby?
Yeah, he's okay. Do you want to give him to me?
Yeah, he's trembling.
He probably saw one.
Oh, baby. Did you see a scary fly? Didi. Do you want to give him a treat? Mm-hmm. Do you want a piece of cheese? Do you want a piece of cheese? Okay. Come on, Didi. Oh, let's go get a piece of cheese. Okay. Let's go get a piece of cheese. Go with Mama. Go with Mama. She's going to get you a piece of cheese. She's going to get you a piece of cheese. Yeah, he's scared of something. He probably saw a bug. Yeah, he hates bugs. Dog moment. Yeah. They're adorable. Oh, poor baby. He saw a scary fly. And then all you have to do is distract them, and then they forget what they were scared about. I've probably played Assault on the Control Room hundreds of times by now. I can never, ever get sick of that level. Does he have a poop coin? Okay. Dog owners, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know, when the dogs, sometimes they sleep a little bit too hard and they wake up with a little nugget. Ugh. I was staring at the dog in the corner cam and then I glance up and see a grunt riding an animal. Yeah, there's a lot of silliness happening. If you could collab with any Halo YouTuber, who would it be? Oh God, I think the real question is who wouldn't it be? Because I'd love to do a collab with everybody. Wow, this flamethrower goes really far. Okay, that's good to know. I relate with hating bugs. Have you and your wife tried Monster Hunter? I feel like Rebecca would love the colorful look of Rise. She actually tried Monster Hunter Rise. It's not really her kind of game. Rebecca and I, we really like cozy games to play together. We're really, really hoping that Infinity Nikki gets a co-op update, because we're really, really enjoying that one. The problem is, though, right now it's single player. Yikes. We really like Minecraft. We make an exception for Halo. Wow! Okay. Yeah, we're throwing that hunter up into the air. Hang on. Come on. Damn it. It's not enough to kill him. There we go. Is that a fuel rod gun? That's a weird looking fuel rod gun. It looks more like the Halo 5 one. That's cool. If you want Combat Evolved to feel more fun, to be honest, the best way to play it would be playing it on a very hard difficulty. Do a Legendary run. Because then you won't feel like bored, because you'll be constantly under pressure. Any Infinity Nikki players in here? Right over there, looking at my beautiful wife. How's the munchkin doing? Hi, baby. He's frowning and looking at me. And my wife is holding him like a baby. Yes, cheese, the perfect dog snack. They're simple characters. Dogs, you know? Give them a little bit of cheese. A snacky snack. Ah, man, he was about to get me. And then that guy finished me off. Okay. What is our objective? Go to the science complex, rescue the scientists, and defeat the threats until reinforcement arrives. Does it mean, like, clear out the open world of all enemies?
That's the science complex.
Oh.
Quick, assist them. They can't hold on.
Here's
for
the
much
science
longer.
complex. Very good grandma impression. 500 slices of American cheese. Wow. I feel like I stepped into a different world.
Be careful. More Covenant are approaching.
Dude, this gravity gun is cool. Or gravity wrench. Sorry. Come on, shields. Come back. Whew. I kind of like the magazine being at the butt of the fuel rod gun instead of on the top. Yeah, I can go either way, to be honest. There's never been a fuel rod gun design that didn't slap. The interior looks like something from Deus Ex 1. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks like UNATCO. Come on. This mod is crazy. Like, it took me a second to realize that this wasn't like some weird retro first-person shooter I was playing. This, I think, is probably the weakest aspect right here. I think these are ripped from Halo Reach. These character models here.
No, they They just keep coming.
It looks too high poly for Combat Evolved, so it kind of like takes me out of the moment and, you know, kind of reminds me that I'm in a mod. I wish that they were able to find like
I
scrapped
think that's the last of them, for now at least.
scrapped Halo
Scientists
1
should be safe
character
until
models or
reinforcements
something.
arrive. Some of the scientists are still hiding in their research stations. We need to find and rescue them. Those scientists are transmitting weak distress signals. If we approach one, I should be able to pinpoint their exact location.
Okay. So does the fuel rod spanker slap too? Yes, it does. It slaps within the context of what the Sustain team is doing for Halo Infinite. Like, they do not have the resources to be able to make a proper fuel rod gun. So it's interesting what they came up with. Is it what Halo deserves? No. But that's not the Sustain team's fault. That's, you know, higher-ups that don't think that giving them the resources for a proper fuel rod gun is worth it.
Forerunners have built these rings to fight the Flood. We know that much. But what we didn't know was that there was another weapon they created. Ultimately, the rings have been used to defeat the Flood. However, that other weapon, it's still out there, waiting to be used. We have to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
That was a little bit weird, right? Like we know that the Forerunners built the rings to defeat the Flood, but there's another weapon out there. The Forerunners built it, like, repeating themselves about the... I feel like that line maybe could have... Or that audio recording maybe could have gone through a quick edit. My other favorite CE mod is Casemate, the one that uses resistance assets. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Casemate's great. What is that down there? Do you see that down there in the water? Gosh, like, my favorite... I'm so tired of, like, rebalance, revamp mods for Halo. Stuff like this is really exciting to play. Stuff like Casemate, stuff like this. That man has...
Hey, do you like blind wolves? I think they're cute. I wish I could have one as a pet.
What type of pistol is that? It looks like a Halo 2 pistol almost. Okay. My guess is the other weapon is a Guardian. Probably. I'll be honest, I'm already, like... I'm a little bit annoyed that they mentioned the Flood. Because I kind of liked how...
I detected one of the scientists' locations. They're hiding in this cave.
Okay. I liked how disconnected this mod was from the rest of, like, the Halo franchise. So that connection to, like, they made the Halo rings to stop the Flood, and it's like, oh, okay. So this is set in the Halo universe, then, this mod. It's not like a weird kind of, like, alternate Halo. Lumaria is still my favorite CE mod. Yeah. Lumaria is also great. I think we're going to have to go down, actually. I find it insane that the Halo engine is flexible enough to accommodate these mods simply by .map and tag editing without the need to hack into the game's executable to add features. Yeah, the Halo engine is... The Halo engine freaking rocks, dude. What are all these little dudes? You see those little guys? Oof. I'm fair... Here, I'm gonna be fair. I don't think I was supposed to bring that Warthog in here. Yeah, look at those little dudes. Oh no. Okay. Do you hear their silly little voices? Whoa, look at the specularity. Look at the sheen. If this isn't the best looking Combat Evolved mod, then I don't know what is.
Interesting. The thorax in this region are completely identical to those found in other areas, and yet their genome is vastly different. In fact, I am almost certain that they've been genetically modified by the Forerunners. But for what purpose? I need more time to figure this out.
Lumoria's... Oh, I already read that. Hopefully Halo 4 mods can be like this. Tired of rebalancing or classic assets replaced mods. Yeah, the problem with a Halo 4 type mod to the scale is honestly the visual fidelity required. With Combat Evolved, you can get away with a lot of corner cutting because, like, I mean, look at it. This is the level of visual fidelity we're dealing with, you know? Where in Halo 4, corner cutting doesn't quite hold up to visual scrutiny. You've really, really got to make sure that it looks realistic and detailed.
Well done. You managed to save her in time.
So what do we do now? But I do agree. I'd like to see some more creative mods from Halo 4 that aren't just, look, I ported assets into Halo 4. Okay, where are we going? Wow. The water. Okay. Let's get out of here. I want LNG rebalanced with 30% less Shih Tzu. I want 30% more Shih Tzu. Like, I will be getting another one. I've already decided it's going to be a lady. She's going to be a puppy. Like, I can't... My dream is to go to one of those Shih Tzu meetups. Like, some of the, like, gosh, I'm gonna start sounding really old right now. The Shih Tzu Facebook groups that I'm in, at the risk of sounding old, something we all seem to kind of, like, agree with in there is that, like, Shih Tzu owners are a little bit more, like... There's, like, something in the water that makes us Shih Tzu owners unusually obsessed with our dogs.
I hope you Spartans are smart.
And I can definitely attest to that, because my head turns so fast that it breaks the sound barrier whenever I see a Shih Tzu while we're out in public.
They could even be hiding among us.
Okay, we brought this scientist back, right? Where are we supposed to bring her to? We're supposed to bring her here, right? I can hear a little squeaky guy. Yeah. Yeah, I hear a little squeaky guy. Is he above or below? Because I don't know if, like, the Combat Evolved engine has, like, directional sound. I mean, you know, it probably does. I'm not sure what the term is.
Let's go.
I'm not sure if it's able to correctly make it sound like stuff is either above or below you. I think it's only to the side of you. Okay, so I am not, I guess, supposed to bring back this scientist. Where am I supposed to bring them? Find and rescue the scientists, plural? Okay, where are the others? I guess we'll drive around until I find them. Maybe he's in the storage crates? Maybe. I think this is definitely supposed to be a mod where you're supposed to really explore every inch of the place.
I'm detecting a strong
Yeah, there we
signal
go.
coming from that elephant. There must be someone there.
There we go. Second scientist.
Watch out. Enemy dropships
Uh-oh.
coming in. I suggest searching the elephant for any weapons we could use.
Let's see. Grenade launcher. We could use this quickly. Harpoon gun. Gravity wrench by any chance? No. Ooh, a gun. Yes. Yes, yes. We could use this. Okay, it is a rocket hog weapon. Do you hear this music? This is nutso. Yeah, I like those slugmen a lot. I wish they were in the mainline Halo games. Oops. Let's hop out. Oh my gosh. You know, it's mods like these that have kind of like challenged my understanding of what makes Halo Halo. Because when I was younger and more annoying, you know, I could just point to, like, they gotta use the monk chant in the main menu. They gotta, like, art style, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But then there's mods like these where none of the music sounds like anything from the Bungie games. The atmosphere is completely different, but it still feels like Halo.
All threats eliminated. Let's take the scientist with us before more Covenant arrive.
I think
There is one more scientist.
one of the
heading out there.
scientists just
We need
died.
to find her before it's too late.
Okay. Huh?
Look at him.
Hi, baby.
This is how I called him.
Yeah?
And he stopped shaking immediately.
Hi, baby.
I think he's all bald.
Do you see a scary bug? A scary fly? He saw a tiny little fly and he went brrr. He's hiding right now in my wife's shirt and frowning. But he stopped shivering. God, I freaking love Shih Tzus.
This appears to be some kind of a security structure. It might be worth checking it out.
He's super what? Yeah, he's like super afraid of flies. Like he trembles with fear when he sees them. Which is like hilarious because the fly probably doesn't know he exists, and if it did, it would probably be way more scared of him. But he just becomes trembling Trevor when he sees little flies. Here, but I want to see these guys. I want to get up close to this guy. It's like, look at it. It's like a little, what? It's like the traveling pants. It's just like a little guy. It's just like a little two legs guy. Oh, and he's got arms too. Oh no. Legs guy killed the scientist that I was supposed to be saving. Hey, look at this little pistol. Yeah, look at two legs guy. He's got like one little eye. That's silly. I like that, dude. Tiny little guy.
Yeah.
I should make a video out of this mod. I'll talk to the mod creator a little bit. That's fun. Like something that this mod kind of like opened me up to was I mean it wasn't just this mod. It was also playing Halo with my wife. Seeing her reaction to Halo 2, her explaining to me like different things about the early 2000s that make Halo 2 really cool, and then just kind of like understanding that Halo is more of like a sandbox setting than it is like a list of like, here are the things you have to have Master Chief, you have to have Cortana, you have to have the monk chant. Like, Halo can be anything really that it wants. Just, I think definitely one of the key ingredients to really good Halo is don't take itself so seriously. Like, have fun. Have fun with it. But let's see if we can find that final scientist. The Shih Tzu of Halo NPCs, that little guy that I found? Yeah, basically. Like, it's just a little guy. That's a much larger little guy. Okay, can I get in here? No? Okay. Because there's a warthog parked outside, so I assume that there's perhaps a scientist in there? Legs Guy is wanting to cross the galaxy for war crimes. Oh, Legs Guy is wanted across the galaxy. I thought you said he wants to cross the galaxy to commit war crimes. I was like, what? Nope. I don't want to be down there. I've already been down there. Let's see if we can... Damn. Okay. Still waiting for Rebecca to play Cursed Halo. That could be a fun stream. Oh, look, the grunts. They're in the little walkers. Here, let's drive around until we find the next scientist. Or the final one, I guess. Maybe we can just save 1 out of 3? That's the entrance up there.
I'm picking up a weak transmission from this structure. We need to find a way in.
Pooping Pills just says, I'm a bastard. that made Rebecca laugh. Pooping Pills. We love pooping pills.
I was wondering if they would show up here as well. These attacks must have been coordinated.
Dude, look at the lava cavern. This is bonkers. That's bonkers. This is an environment I've never seen in Halo 1. Music slapping, of course. Yikes.
Look out! It's the rebels again.
This is the only weak part of the mission to me. A little easy to get lost without combing the place end to end.
These attacks must have been coordinated. This cannot be a coincidence.
Probably could have, you know... Yeah, could have used a little bit more direction, like whether it be a beam tower or points of interest that are visible from all areas of the map. I'm not sure how... I'm not sure how, like, important, I guess, it is to stick to Halo canon, lore, design language, and stuff, but I just had the idea of it would be super cool if, like, there was a Halo ring where it was almost like a wagon wheel, like there were poles stretching from one end of the ring to the other. Like, just how kind of crazy that would look. I'm not even sure if you'd be able to do it convincingly. In Halo 1's engine, at least. Just because the, you know, the fact that the sky is a sky box and not a 3D ring, like in Halo 1, Infinite. Oof, 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 oof. Oof, 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 oof. Let's get out of here. Oh, you have to take down the jammers in order to find them? Okay, gotcha. I'll probably be replaying this mod, to be honest. I want the LEGO Studio to make a Mega Construx Halo game. Yeah, I'd like that a lot. I'd like that a lot. Oof. Oh my gosh, that hunter is... Okay, I thought the hunter was going to kill me. This is the coolest Halo mod I've ever played for Combat Evolved.
Alright, let's check in on the scientist.
Like, before it was Lemuria, this feels like the next Lemuria, you know? There's the scientist.
Area clear. The scientist is safe. Now let's get out of this place. That should be all of them. I'm not picking up any more distress signals. I've talked to the people from the research facility, and I've learned that right before the attack, the Covenant entered the large Forerunner tower and locked themselves in. Knowing the Covenant, their locks shouldn't be too difficult to hack. Bring one of the scientists you rescued to the control panel over there. They'll know what to do.
Which control panel? Oh, okay.
Here's the weird thing that's bothering me. Apparently the scientists never managed to enter the tower.
Pooping Pills
Locked with no way to enter
just said poop emoji and then devil, and then 3 devil emojis. My wife says that's what's up. When Gears Tactics came out, I was certain, and was pretty good, I was certain we'd be getting a Halo Tactics. I mean, you know, you'd expect, because that's what, you know, should happen. But unfortunately with Halo, there's a lot of easy wins that they just decide not to do for some reason. Eating cheesecake right now, says Pooping Pills. My wife says she wishes she was eating cheesecake. Pooping Pills is iconic. Yeah, Pooping Pills is... We like Pooping Pills in here. Pooping Pills has like that art style that... Or, art style? Art style! Yo! Has that humor style that, speaks to Rebecca. No, you're right. It has a Halopedia page, I think. What does? Oh, the Halo Mega Bloks game? Yeah, the Mega... So, okay, the Mega Bloks game wasn't a prototype. It was a pitch. Basically, developers assembled that as like a... Here, we're going to pitch the game to you. We want to make a game that is like this. Here's how it will play. Here's how it'll look. Here's the humor. You guys game? And then 343 Industries took a look at it and said, we are not game. And so it just wasn't developed. And then it leaked online, and the community collectively said, this is amazing. Why aren't you guys making this? And then 343 Industries said, we'll consider it. And then they didn't. Wow. Okay. Come on, scientist. Come on.
Okay, this might take a while. Let's stay outside. I'm picking up multiple incoming threats.
Pooping Pill says, hot take, I prefer the newer Pooping Pills art style. Oh, do we just have to defend the scientist? Okay. Imagine if we got that ODST Helldivers game that was pitched to Microsoft. Well, which one? They pitched so many. That's cool. We step outside and the dropship has already started taking off.
Nice timing. A friendly Albatross dropship is incoming. It's delivering us something that should help us fight off these enemies. Let's quickly go to the LZ.
Not sold on this animation. Wow, look at that.
More enemy.
That looks great. Hang on. Is this drivable? Oh, look at this. I'm like a crab dude. Here. Let's go take our little crab guy over. Choonie choo. Huh? Yeah, it's pretty comfy having him there. Mr. Eggs. Captain of the Egg Brigade. Dude, we're so annoying with our dog. Like, he is like... He has the patience of a saint for the bullshit he has to put up with from us. Huh? Oh yeah, that we kiss our dog on the lips. Yeah, on the lips. We smooch him, we kiss him, we kiss his Sir Topham head, we kiss him's little belly.
We've got company.
Dude, those pre-release elites look bonkers. It's a cool design. Ay ay ay. Pooping Pills Cut Levels, a retrospective. Yeah. A look back at Pooping Pills. One goober can destroy a species. Wait. Oh, these are bad guy Marines. Okay. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. I thought they were possibly good guy Marines. Oh my god, now there's a Banshee too. I think I might be in over my head. If I'm in over my head, then we are gonna take the crab into battle. Let's try to get to that tank, though.
Not bad, although I think it's a little too late to be stealthy. Fight off the enemies until the scientists...
What is this rocket launcher? Oh, is it only for aircraft? Okay.
A stealth tank. Not bad, although I think it's a little...
Saw Pumpkin starred in your latest video. Yeah, he did.
Fight off the enemies until the
Ish a puffy. Okay, let's get into the tank. God, this is so cool. That's okay.
A stealth tank. Not bad, although I think it's a little too late to be stealthy. Fight off the
Do I have a
enemies
healing
until the
thing?
scientist
No?
finds a way
Okay,
into the
that's
tower.
fine. I didn't want one anyway. Okay. Trying to figure out which target to prioritize. Because, as you can see, there is just a whole lot going on right now. Whoa. Okay, how do I fire this thing? Yeah, how do I get this thing to fire? It's gotta, like, lock on. There we go. And it just completely overshot it. Okay. That's fire. That's, fine. Oh my god, and there's Sharkoids coming. Okay, you know what?
A stealth tank. Not bad.
Stealth
although
tank.
I think it's a little
Perfectly okay.
stealth tank. Not bad. Although I think it's a little too big to be stealthy.
Okay.
Fight off the enemies until the scientist finds a way into the tower.
Okay, let's get those shields back up. Alright, now, I am not going to try to make that, that javelin thing work for me. Oh, it's that thing that's knocking me around. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I gotta prioritize the slug men because they're see they got those like crazy sniper weapons. That's what's killing me. Okay. This is maybe overwhelming. I mean, I'm shooting my way out, but I really had to figure it out. And I'm still not quite confident. Okay. Hey, Leaper Larden's here. Hold down the trigger to lock on. Gotcha. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Andrew. Look at that explosion effect. That looks pretty good. Yeah, Andrew's in here.
Finally, the door has been unlocked. Let's not waste any more time and go inside.
Yeah, we need gameplay, Andrew. One of these days we're gonna have to play with the three of us. Probably play Halo Infinite or MCC or something, so that we can get some footage. Because I think folk are gonna be tired of seeing the same Halo Infinite campaign gameplay over and over again. It is a Warthog Radio reference. But it's also a Leaper Larden reference, because he has a channel. Hi, Titi. Hi, Butters.
Yeah, I'm not scared anymore.
You're not scared anymore.
I was scared when I was younger. I'm gonna give him a lollipop because he was brave.
Yeah, a lollipop because he was brave.
Brave, I don't know what, but he was.
He already had a lollipop today. He's gonna get a second one.
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't? Oh, he took the lollipop.
Is
that your lollipop, Titi?
From now on. The others will be safer waiting outside.
What a little... What a munching muncher.
He wants to eat it.
Hi, Titi. Hi, Titi. Is that your lollipop? Is that your lollipop? Played the whole Halo 2 campaign to my Halo hater friend. Now he loves the series. Good, good. I'm glad that you did that. What are you up to, Laper? You mean release Mercury Rising 3, right? Altus? Oh my god, even Altus is in here. I really need to make another patch, don't I? Ladies and gentlemen, Altus is the brainchild behind this mod. Altus, we gotta have you on Warthog Radio, dude. To talk about Halo modding and stuff. Because this mod is... Okay, so since you're here, I have a list of questions I could have said that friendlier. Like, don't worry. You're not in you're not in trouble. So are these environments, these levels, are they completely custom made, or are they like cut campaign stuff, or are they like cut multiplayer stuff? Because the attention to detail is kind of bonkers. See, there's even like stuff like this, where it's just like there's a lot of little stuff that's done artistically, like these lens flares here, that make me just think like, you know, the Combat Evolved engine, I still think that it can be made quite pretty. And I think mods like Mercury Rising prove that. But there's like a level of polish and detail in this mod where I'm not... Are you like a game developer? I guess is what I'm asking. Oh my gosh, I hear the dog going crazy somewhere. He's playing with it?
Here comes more!
It makes it taste sweeter. His lollipop. Oh, make sure he doesn't eat it all over the naked couch. His lollipops are what we call his dental chews. Like, he loves dental chews. Like, he like screams at us if we don't give him one a day. Like, he like throws a temper tantrum. He like stomps, he huffs and puffs. And he waits at the treat bag. The environments are custom made. They're either repurposed multiplayer maps or campaign mods. The large open area is from a canceled campaign mod. Gotcha. What about the, like, the art design, art direction? Like, were these environments already, like, arted up and everything? All you had to do is essentially, like, you know, pace the encounters. Environments are custom made. There's just like so many little things in here that go a really long way in squeezing a bit more juice out of that Combat Evolved engine, you know? CE's Forerunner aesthetics on top, man. They certainly are on top. Here, I guess we could... Ooh, yay. Okay. I guess we could use the flamethrower. Gosh. Really good stuff. Being called to the Halo principal's office. Well, now, I wouldn't know if I was like the Halo principal. I feel like that's giving me too much credit. I put quite a lot of work into making sure everything looked the way I wanted, especially in the outdoor areas. Yeah, the outdoor areas are what kind of like blows my mind a little bit. So what I'm really impressed with, it actually reminds me quite a bit of, like, I know everybody, you know, Breath of the Wild. It's like, after Breath of the Wild came out, that became everybody's favorite thing to talk about, because they were all bored of talking about Dark Souls. But it does remind me of Breath of the Wild, the way the environment implies detail. In a lot of ways that, like, I think even the original Combat Evolved struggled with. Just, I believe that I am truthfully outside in this mod. Well, I mean, right now we're, you know, inside, but... Oh, boy. That's okay. He's done, Zoe. And I think I was talking earlier on the stream, I don't know if you're here for that, where I said, it's mods like these that have kind of, like, over time made me reevaluate what I think Halo is. That Halo is more of, like, a fun sandbox.
I just picked up a weak distress signal.
And I think
Someone
really
is
the
still
only
alive?
connective tissue between them besides, you know, like, the designs and stuff like that is, don't take it so seriously. Because there's a lot of stuff in here that does feel like Altus, either you have an extremely good eye, ear, and brain for Halo-y stuff, or you are secretly a Halo developer from Bungie. Because there's things like the little drone buddy that are just, like, silly and goofy, and it feels like something that Joe Staten would do. But then there's stuff like the, kind of like, these, a lot of these environments, even though they're Forerunner, they're, you know, sort of like semi-open and stuff like that, as well as, you know, the soundtrack being super unconventional for Halo, but I believe it as Halo. Like I was describing when we started the stream, that it feels like, almost like if Halo 1... It feels like Halo 1 from a parallel dimension, you know? It's like this weird alternate parallel universe where Halo 1 came out as a Mac exclusive. Pooping Pills says, yeah, I go to Halo University, taking intro to dual wielding and the ethics of sprint debates, majoring in Forerunner studies. What the hell is going on in this mod? I'll be honest, I have not been paying attention to this story because I've been streaming. So I'm going to have to do a replay, maybe on like legendary difficulty or something, so I can understand the context of what I'm up to. But I know I'm supposed to be down here. If Bungo kept Sprint for Halo 2, the community would be worshipping them to Microsoft hell and back. Maybe not, to be honest. But also, I don't think Bungie would have... Because Bungie has had, I should say, had a pretty good thumb on what made for fun gameplay. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there in Bungie-era Halo that was just cut from the game. That seemed pretty cool, and was far along into development, but Bungie ultimately made the cut because it just wasn't healthy for gameplay. Drone Buddy is the best. I wish I had him to bring me beers every day. By the way, the drone model was made by a fan back in 2003. It even had some lore written for it, so I tried to use some of that in this mod too. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's fun. What's a little bit less fun is I'm not quite sure where to go. Which I guess is, you know, fair enough for Combat Evolved. That's kind of like the Halo 1 experience. Where am I? What room am I in? Where do I go next? The story is fairly vague. Unfortunately, writing is my biggest weakness. No. I think that it's a strength, to be honest. Because a big... a trap that a lot of modders fall into is they're... Like, play Halo 1, and there isn't much of a story. Like, the story is more the gameplay experience. Like, each individual firefight is the story, you know? And then you get, like, a couple bits of dialogue here and there, an objective that you have to go do. And that really is, like, the story of Halo Combat Evolved, is your journey through the environments in order to complete the objective or the assignment you were given. It would be not really in the spirit of Halo 1 if you tried to have this, like, grand sweeping story with these deep characters and lots of lore and tie-in stuff. Like, it's not really what Halo is, you know? Yeah, I am truthfully lost. Oh my god. Pooping Pills is being awful right now. I'm not going to read that out loud, Pooping Pills. You're unhinged. You're out of control. You're out of line, Pooping Pills. Am I supposed to go here? No. Nope. Okay. Don't worry, it's going to come up. I'm going to figure out how to get out of here. And until I do... Here, let's pick up a different weapon. That way you guys have something interesting to look at, you know? Oh, wait. I can't... I thought that guy maybe was holding a grenade launcher. Okay. Next time I see an original weapon model, we'll pick it up, okay? So you guys have something cool to look at. Here. Look, pre-release Combat Evolved plasma rifle. What I say, says Pooping Pills. The Betrayal of Pooping Pills, a docu-series.
I deleted it. It was too nasty.
Stay on the second floor. There's a door there. Okay, gotcha. Cortana gooning. Pooping Pills, we're losing him. You're out of line, Pooping Pills. You've pooped too far, Pooping Pills. And now my wife is saying, poo poo pee pee. We found the way.
We must be close now.
She says, sorry for deleting your comment, Pooping Pills. Wow. Look at this environment. Altus, do you do, like, art design by any chance? Art theory? This looks really good. Wow. I was, like, speechless. Yeah, and then look, again, like, cutscenes. It's very rare to have cutscenes.
I did what you asked. Please don't.
It's you. I was wondering when you'd show up.
Oh no.
Thank you for unlocking the structure for us earlier. My men failed to do so, but luckily you were kind enough to help them out. So, you don't talk much, do you? Well, if you're not going to talk, then let your guns do the talking.
This is cool.
Spartan? He must be the one leading these rebels.
This is an outdoor multiplayer map I put indoors. Okay, gotcha. I don't do art, haha. You're enunciating to him like he's your second Shih Tzu. Who, Pooping Pills? I would not name my second Shih Tzu Pooping Pills. Oh no. Indeed, this is quite exquisite, says Pooping Pills.
Spartan? He must be the one leading these rebels.
This is a... To talk to Pooping Pills? That we were gonna kiss Luke? What? Oh yeah, last stream we were talking to Luke like he was our Shih Tzu. We were like, we're gonna rub his belly.
Yeah.
And give him a little kiss. And like a little piece of cheese. You don't know how funny it was to have Luke say, a puppy in Halo Infinite.
Oh, my favorite was when he was like, I already forgot, but it was like in the middle.
He says, the enemy approaches.
Yes, that one.
That was great. And then Rejected Shotgun just killed it. Yeah, like Rejected Shotgun, he got back to me within 15 minutes of asking with the audio file. Like, he understood the assignment. He knew exactly what I was talking about. It's that little drone thing. My wife says, but Luke-ish baby.
Forget those Covenant fools. I was just using them to keep
Where's
my
Luke
soul.
now? He's probably playing Marathon. This is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Did you ask why his name is spelled that darn way?
Oh, like luck.
Like luck? Or like hidden Xperia?
Luck.
Luck? For a second, Pooping Pills, I thought you were going to ask why I thought your name was spelled that way. This is pretty cool, not going to lie. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oof. I think I'm doing it right. I hope I'm doing it right. Like Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Yeah, either Jean-Luc Picard or Lucky, which my wife throws out there. She calls him Lukey. Lukey Luke. She's being very silly off camera.
And then we're gonna play the Halo games and we'll be like,
Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna play the Halo games and go hee hee hee.
and then we'll hold hands and jump
And
around
we'll hold hands and jump around
and have snacks.
and have snacks.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. I think probably my favorite line of dialogue so far in this mod has been in the previous boss fight where the guy said, "You killed the engineer. Now my shields are down." I hear the Shih Tzu making piggy sounds in the background.
I think you like being in my shirt. He's falling everywhere.
Hi, Titi. It's got your lollipop.
He's already half.
He's finally dead. I'm not picking up any more threats.
Oh, okay.
My shirt again.
Oh, hi, Titi. We did it.
Thank you, Cyborg. That relic in there held the fate of humanity by the throat.
Hi, Titi. Are you having fun?
Not on the blanket.
Commander Andres coming in. We are approaching your position. I hope we didn't miss the party.
Better late than never. We took out most of their forces, including their leader.
Impressive work. Must have been quite a fight.
Thoroughly search the entire sector. We must ensure there are no threats remaining.
Copy that.
Looks like your job here is done.
It's time to take a well-deserved break. Spartan, can you hear me?
And it's still not
Are
done.
you all right? Can you move? The others, the after party, there's nothing we can do.
The after party. There's a little guy. Wait, oh, this is so cool. Holy crap, look at this. Okay. Oh, look at all those testers. There are many more things to find. Voice cast. Hey, Vengeful Vodum did a voice in this. I thought I recognized his voice at some point. Connor Dawn. Wow. This was excellent. Dude, this was awesome. This was fantastic. And what a damn clever way to do the credits. Look, I got a beer. Oh my god, I can ride a blind wolf. Oh, dude, this is great. This reminds me almost of the museum mode from Modern Warfare 2. Picked up a cold one. You can switch the music. There's the little guy. They appear in the ending if they survive. Oh, all of like the scientist buddies? Okay, I'm gonna keep drinking these brewskis to see what happens. Oh my god, there's a fishing rod. What is happening? Oh no. I just drowned. Dude, this Spartan, he gets absolutely shit-faced after 3 beers. This is such a fun way to celebrate the end of the game. Like, just kind of running around Credits Island. Look at this, we got like a little fishing thing. How do I throw it? Oops. Can I? How do you like it? This is, I think, the best Combat Evolved mod ever made. It's also one of the best Halo mods. Okay, where am I? Oh my gosh. How'd I get out here? Okay. Am I stuck? Am I trapped? Or is it possible to get back? Oh boy. Okay, yeah, it's possible. There's those jet skis. Chief's real good friend is Miranda Keys' unwashed socks? Pooping pills, are you being gross again? If the medic survives, he stands there fishing. Gotcha, gotcha. I can't, like... How long did it take to make this, Altus? If you don't mind me asking. Slash, did you, like, learn Combat Evolved mod tools from scratch? Like, is this your first mod? Look at this. Look at these crazy tricks you can do with this thing. You know what this reminds me a lot of? The Destiny Sparrow. Pooping Pill says, no, it's in the lore. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Not very good at flying the Falcon. The first mission was made very quickly in less than 2 months. Less than 2 months, dude! The second one took 1.5 years. Yeah, that makes sense. But the fact that the first one took 2 months? I've been modding Halo CE for over a decade. The Snow Warthog and this Falcon were one of my first mods. Okay, gotcha. You're very, very skilled at it, dude. You're like a Combat Evolved whisperer. Like some of the crazy stuff that you've done in the engine. Like this little island here has so much detail in it. Oh, and that's cute. These are all the assets that you used, right? Ah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do replays of this mod. I'm insanely impressed with this. Only thing, if I can maybe make a critique, if you're open to feedback, the only thing that I don't think worked was using the Halo Reach civilians for the scientists. Because there was like a gigantic leap in model fidelity that kind of like broke the illusion of this being some kind of like parallel dimension version of Halo 1. Like, it was like, oh, that looks like a model that was made during the Xbox 360 generation, you know? Like, the proportions of them didn't look like the male Marines or... like, they looked like they were from a different game and a different era. And then there was a voice recording where a guy said, like, we know the rings were made by the Forerunners to stop the Flood, but there's another weapon out there. And then he, like, repeats again almost, like, the rings were made to stop... He says the rings were made to stop the Flood, like, twice, basically. Hi, TT. Hi, Butters. He'll jump in a Falcon to go up. Okay. I'm still in disbelief that this is the Halo 1 engine. Yeah. It does not feel like the Halo 1 engine. It feels a lot smoother than it. But, yeah, guys, thank you for attending the stream. Altus, thank you for being in the comments, dude. Thank you for being in the chat and, you know, answering questions that we had. We definitely got to get you on Warthog Radio. Pooping Pills sent a really bizarre looking emoji of a smiling fat face. Yeah.
Come on, Kiki. Come here, baby.
You guys want to see the Shih Tzu one more time?
The moon emoji. I love that one.
Yeah. Look at him. Look, I'm gonna hide.
He's playing Halo.
He's playing Halo.
Hey, Kiki.
How you doing, buddy? What's going on? Why are you hiding, huh?
Hey, Kiki.
What's going on, baby? Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy? You're giving me a silly little face. I love you, buddy. All right, buddy. I'm gonna get off, okay? You don't have to be scared. Oh, shame I missed most of the stream. That's all right, man. That's all right. We'll have to play through the mod then sometime. We could even capture gameplay of it for the Warthog Radio where we have you on. Yeah, shoot me a message on Discord, dude. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining.